Welcome to REV'N News. I'm Mike, and this is Joe, your REV'N News hosts.
REV'N News is your weekly automotive news source, delivering highlights on the latest products in the market and the industry's top movers and shakers. At REV'N News, we cover anything that revs.
This week, we're highlighting some parts and products for the Jeep JK.
We'll be showing you a Jeep turbocharger system, an easy wiring assembly, and a newly designed hood that'll keep your engine cool.
We talked to a company that is well known for their diesel power, but now they've broken into the Jeep market. And if you're a Jeep owner, then you're going to love this.
Hi, my name is John Espino and I'm from Banks Power. You know, Banks Power is known as one of the premier diesel performance companies, and the interesting thing is we have a rich history in all types of automotive. What we're doing right now today, what I'd like to go ahead and talk to you guys about, is our new Jeep turbocharger system. Yeah, not a diesel. Interesting. The Jeep turbocharger system right now is for 99 to 06 Jeeps. It is carb legal. It's a complete bolt-on system, and you'll be getting about 66 extra horsepower and 84 pound-feet of torque. We also have a liquid coupled intercooler kit coming out for it that will boost it up to well over 100 horsepower. We are going to be covering the 3.8 liter engine and the 3.6 liter engine as well. So Gale Banks Engineering, we do a lot of stuff for diesel trucks still, but we're back to our roots as well, which is just turbocharging. Now, a reason to go with the Jeep turbocharger system rather than a stroker kit or a supercharger is the actual sizing of the turbocharger. The sizing of the turbocharger, in this particular case, size matters. It is particularly designed for usable horsepower and torque. A lot of other companies are going to give you something that isn't sized properly. You're going to get this horsepower, you're going to get this torque, but where is it going to be? Is it going to be where you need it? Are you really going for 0 to 60s? Or are you looking for top-end power? No, you're looking for that extra torque, that extra power to go ahead and move you out at lower speed ranges. You also have a whole heck of a lot better reliability, longevity with this particular system rather than a stroker kit. And because it's not a supercharger, it does not cause any kind of parasitic draw on your engine, which, you know, if you're running with your air conditioning on or any other kind of parasitic device, your fuel economy is going to go in the toilet.
So if you put a supercharger on your Jeep JK, then you're going to want to keep your engine cool. Check out what Daystar has just for you.
Hey guys, Kelly Herring here, Daystar Products, and we're here to talk to you today about some of the new and exciting products that we have for 2015. If you're not familiar with Daystar Products, we've been in business since 1977. We are your leading manufacturer of lift leveling kits, injection mold, and cast polyurethane goods. We've been doing it since 1977. Everything we do is made in the USA, right out of our facilities in Phoenix, Arizona. A couple of things I'd love to talk to you about are, some of the new and exciting products coming out for 2015. We got our new JK hood vents. One of the cool things, well, it's going to keep you cool, is going to be our Daystar hood cals that we have available here for the new JKs, 2007 to newest 2015 models. If you're supercharging, if you're doing a Hemi transplant, or you simply want something to look cool on your vehicle, this is the bad boy right here. It's our new Daystar hood cal. It is designed to help get the heat out of the motors. Gives you some stylish, aggressive, rugged looks on the vehicle, and then you can paint to match it. So if you take a look at it, it goes from a high pressure to a low pressure side. These vehicles, when you do a supercharger, when you do a Hemi, things like that, create a lot of underhood temperature. We got the simple solution for you guys right here in this hood cal that's available through Daystar Products and your local retailers out there.
You Jeep owners know that it's just not right if you don't have enough lights on your Jeep. How about controlling all those lights from inside your JK? And I'm talking about controlling them individually without having a bunch of wires everywhere. Well, Painless Performance has something new that's not only easy to install, but it'll also give you that clean factory look.
You install all these lights on your Jeep, your JK, you gotta figure out a way to power them up, to run switches to them. You know, the last thing you want to do, you don't want to run just a hot wire to it or anything. You got to run it through a relay to power all the lights. If you run it through just a straight switch, you're going to burn up the switch and, you know, possibly cause a fire or anything. So you've got to have a way to control all these lights. Your only option is at that point you're installing relays and switches, and you don't want to drill into your dash somewhere just to mount a little switch in the console or something like you might have done back in your old hot rod or something. You know, you want a nice factory clean look, something that, you know, looks like it came from the factory in your JK. We're coming out to the market now with what we call our trail rocker. It's for late model JK Jeeps. You get all the guys that put all the accessories, all the lights, everything on all the Jeeps. Well, you've got to have a way to control it. So what we've got is a fuse and relay center, weatherproof design, mounts under the hood, right next to the battery, custom bracket, everything all pre-installed, 250 amp fuse. You've got 8 fuses, 8 relays, and then you've got the switch panel that mounts up in front of the shifter. So you've got a nice, clean, factory installed look, all the lights, everything powers up on it. Install this thing in about an hour, and you're on the way with all your lights on your Jeep. So, pretty great addition. You can finish it off with some of our power braid or classic braid. It's an upgrade from the convoluted tubing to a split braid design, and just split it apart. The wires get installed right in there, make it look like a professional job. Everything we've coming out this year now with a direct fit Chevelle 69 Camaro harness, 69 Chevelle. Every application you could imagine for those vehicles. Any of the, you know, if you've got the RS taillights you want to install, we've already included that into the harness, so you can add those in at any time. Different sub harnesses for the console, everything. The install manual for it, we expect to be over 100 pages long. So no matter what option you've got on this thing, if you've got an MSD ignition, we'll tell you how to install it. You know, if you've got the factory ignition, we'll tell you how to install it. You know, we don't tell you just, okay, take wire A, install to ignition. Next step. You know, we go through all the detail, everything you could come across. We don't want you going online and trying to figure out from some guy in his basement who's never wired before how to do this. So we tell you right there in the manual, so you'll feel confident in your wiring after you're done.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're heading to the LA Roadster Show to check out a couple of sweet builds. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Greg Raymond with Pertronix Performance Products, and you're watching REV'N News.
Right back with REV'N News. I'm your host, Joe Sebergandio, and Steve Strope, one of the leading builders in our industry with Pure Vision Design. You can count on Steve Strope building some of the most awesome vehicles in our industry. Right now, he's so busy signing autographs and talking to people. We're going to try to get his attention and do a walk around of his new Fairlane. We're live at the Grand National Roadster Show, signing autographs, huh, Steve? We're here with Steve Strope, awesome car builder. He has one of the nicest 67 Ford Fairlanes you'll ever see. Steve, welcome to REV'N News.
Hi, thanks. Appreciate the opportunity.
You're a pretty popular guy at the SEMA show last year. How was it for you?
We won our 3rd Ford Design Award Best of Show at SEMA with this Fairlane. And also I did something we never expected to do. We won GM Ford 3 years in a row. So very proud of my shop and my guys, and of course, thanks to the owners of the car, like this one.
Who is the owner of this car?
His name is Ed Chalupa.
Ed Chalupa. Have you built anything for him before?
No, but his one of his friends and business partner is the gentleman we built the Martini Mustang for. So this is the first car for Ed, and very, very proud of it.
Do you mind sharing it with some of our viewers at REV'N News?
Absolutely.
Let's do that. I'm going to let you hold the mic.
Okay, great.
Let's do a little walk around.
Sure. All right. Well, first thing most guys want to know about a car like this is, of course, the engine. And this car does not disappoint. What we have is an all-aluminum sock motor, which is, you know, kind of in Ford lore and Ford history. And, of course, one of the best engine building places in the world, Ed Pink's. Very, very, very proud that Pink's builds our motors for us. The intake manifold is done in conjunction. I did the design and drawings, and then a friend of mine, Aaron Cranford, over at a place called Ace, made the intake from scratch. But the hardest thing to do is make it look like it's an old Mickey Thompson prototype intake, which is what I wanted. So 4 Holleys, 2 barrels on it, all aluminum sock, Stainless exhaust system by Aaron at Aced again. He actually used to work for me, so I fully trust the boy to come in and do that stuff, and he is a whiz. Tons of sheet metal moved around in here, especially those shock towers. They're all handmade just to fit this giant freaking motor. The whole master cylinder area, that's moved over like 2 inches to fit the masters. Now that other little master cylinder you see, we wanted to keep everything forward. Now the idea behind this car is if Ford had like a top secret little black ops group that got to R&D and experiment. So let's say 66 going into 67, the Fairlane is their car that they use for NHRA drag racing and stock car racing, but those cars are constrained by rules. But a prototype, learning about aerodynamics, learning about different power plants, can do anything they want. So that's the idea behind this car. Tried to keep everything forward. So that little master cylinder is an earlier 60s Ford Fruit Jar Master. That handles the hydraulic clutch. Of course, we had to make all the linkage and do all the math to make that to work, but it doesn't break visual style. What you can't see underneath here is hidden through the frame rails in the front, and we'll show you in the trunk in the back, is we use parts and pieces from Schroeder's, which makes sprint car torsion bars, IndyCar stuff. So this has an adjustable torsion bar suspension hiding through the frame rails. So there's no coil spring or any of that stuff in this. Also in the back of the car, you'll see a spoiler off the deck lid. That is actually, I copied one of my heroes, Jim Hall from Chaparral. That is actually a fully functional air brake that works with the braking system. When you step on the brakes or off the brakes, the air brake goes up and down. So kind of a neat piece. So we'll move through the back here. Also, while we're working our way back, the front fenders, again, everything on this car is, we tried to do subtle. I wanted to make it look like it came that way. That's the key for me. But it's frustrating because when you do your job right, no one notices it sometimes. But the front fenders have been raised a little bit, and of course this flare put in. The rear quarter panel, a lot more happened. This rear wheel well is actually raised about 2 inches, and it's narrowed about 1.5 inches. We totally changed how this looked back here, because the Fairlane one to me looked like it had fender skirts from the factory. It closed off a lot of the rim and tire view, so we altered that carefully. We didn't want to ruin the look of the car, but wanted to give it a little more aggressive look, so that was done. And again, there's that the air brake on it. While we're here, just looking on the inside, again, a lot of changes that the Fairlane guys will probably notice. The big, giant side-to-side dash pad is gone. The dash is filled. A smaller, little more visually pleasing little dash pad Ed is put in. The big flat-face plastic gauge panel is gone. The recessed panel is in. Again, you know, little touches, smoothed up the panels. In the theory or the theme of them working with aerodynamics, cleaning the car up. These are just simple little pulls to get you in the car. Simple tube chassis, little seats, again reminiscent of like a race seat. Nice little scuff plates getting in. Instead of an aftermarket steering wheel, what did Ford use? They took their steering wheel, took the horn button off, and just wrapped it, just like on their stock cars. So I tried to have restraint. You try to have the decisions that Ford would have done if they had stuff in their parts bin. So a lot of that throughout the car. So moving to the back, I don't know how much lighting your camera will show, but in the trunk, these are the torsion bars. So they cross side to side. They're arms that go forward with links that go through the frame and go to mounts on top of the quick change rear axle from Speedway. So fully adjustable. Here's the adjusters. And this whole unit unbolts. I can take the whole unit out, change the torsion bars, bolt the whole unit back in. So, and a car like this, again, there's hours of stuff I could bore you with on details, but that's some of the big bullet points of the car.
Steve, thank you so much for the walk around.
You're welcome.
How much horsepower in that engine?
Undisclosed at this moment.
Sound good?
It makes enough to wrap yourself around a tree a couple of times. So.
Another great job. No surprise to anybody who knows Steve. Do you have the liberty to talk to anybody, or excuse me, do you have the liberty to talk to some of our viewers about what you have in store, maybe upcoming this new year?
Sure. We have a couple of things in store. We actually have a nice little 55 Chevy four-door wagon for the lubrication company Prolong, building them a cool little car that they're actually going to drive from event to event and unload their products, so neat piece. We have a 71 convertible GTO that's one of 614 ever made. That has got a Schwartz chassis under it, supercharged Cadillac LSA in it. Neat piece. That's going to be Aston Martin Celine bronze with a black Hertz cloth top. A nice car. What else is coming down the pike? Those are the two main ones in the shop right now. There may be a really neat Fury, big 65, 66 Fury with a big Hemi and a stick and tubbed and dropped for a gentleman out of Texas. So there'll be some cool stuff coming, I promise.
Or so for you GTO guys and for your Mopar guys. Well, I always thought of you Mopar.
Yeah, well, I kind of made my mark, broke into the scene with my 66 Charger, and then Challenger X and Dustia. So I got branded with that, and Mopar hooked up with me, and we did a lot of cars together, and I love the brand and still build them. But lately I've had these Ford guys come to us, and not to leave out the GM guys, we won the GM award last year with that twin-turbo Camaro. So, you know, we're branded dexterous. If it's cool, I like it. I really don't mind who made it. They all made cool stuff, you know.
Well, you're cool, and we like you. Thank you very much, Steve, for joining us. We'll be right back with REV'N News.
Hi, this is Chloe from ProComp, and you're watching REV'N News.
Hi, we're here at the inaugural Chicago Automechanika. The Chicago Automechanika is the largest trade show catering towards shop owners and technicians. They have a slant towards education and product discovery.
You know, Automechanika is an international powerhouse when it comes to automotive trade shows, and this first event has already drawn in 450 exhibitors from countries all around the globe.
Over 22 countries, in fact, Mike. REV'N News was lucky enough to catch up with a few of them. Let's check this out.
Advanced Professional is here at Automechanika Chicago to meet with all kinds of shop owners, techs, service writers, industry leaders in this area to talk about what we have to offer them as a partner in the industry. So our product offerings, our quality parts, our assortment of parts, over 500,000 parts available to offer. And not only just parts, but partnerships. So talking about our customized business solution. So whatever the shop need may be, we have a business solution to fit that need. Anyone can find out more about Advanced Professional driven by CarQuest by going to our website, pro.advancedprofessional.com, or following us on Twitter, or stopping in one of our 7,000 delivery commercial locations in the United States.
Hi, I'm Dave Patchlock of Bolt Buster Incorporated. Bolt Buster is here at Automechanika Chicago to demonstrate our brand new induction heating tool that solves a lot of problems. It heats up rusted nuts and bolts really fast, no danger of a flame. We get this nut here red hot in almost no time at all. There's no flame trying to set the car on fire. We only heat up the nut, not the bolt, which really helps with the expansion, pulls the bolt away from the nut. And so here we go, we're getting her almost red hot here, and now I'll show the camera a little bit. See, almost like magic. So now we're going to cool her off. And by the way, cooling off a bolt after you heat it is always a good idea because that helps shake things up in there and get her loose for you. Folks can find out more about Bolt Buster at either our website or on Facebook, My Bolt Buster, or theboltbuster.com.
Car liners here at Automechanika Chicago to promote our certified collision repair solutions. We have the structural alignment, the anchoring, fixturing and holding, joining and welding, as well as electronic measuring. You know, the big thing is aluminum today, and we've got a great product line for that so that we can support that change in our industry. Find more information about Carliner at carliner.com, as well as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and many of the other social media events.
John Marsh here. I'm with Launchtech USA out of California, and I'm a representative. I cover 7 states as a factory rep for the Launchtech USA. We're here at Chicago Automechanika to show off our Pad 2 and talk also about our GoLo product here that we also have as a new introduction here to this year. The highlights of the product is we do very much like telematics for cars so that shop owners and car owners can have access to clearing codes looking at data so that if an individual that owns a car does not know or understand why their check engine light is on, they can connect directly with the shop owner that they're comfortable with from wherever they're at in America. Even though we're here in Chicago, we connect with people in California, wherever we want. We can look at their car and see what's happening and give them comfort and peace of mind. Yes, you can find out more information about Launchtech at the LaunchtechUSA.com website.
Aricept is here at Chicago Automechanika to promote our products in the air conditioning industry, in particular our brand new Smart Splice line repair system. The Smart Splice line repair system is designed for connecting metal to metal lines and metal to rubber lines for air conditioning lines, transmission, heater, power steering, and oil coolers. To find out more information about Aricept, you can visit our website at www.aricept.com.
Hi, I'm Dory Ahart, Marketing Manager at CRC Industries. CRC is at Chicago Automechanika to interact with technicians and to talk a little bit about our new 4-step fuel system service, which includes a new product, GDI, IBD intake valve cleaner, and also everybody knows about CRC Brake Clean. We're here to talk about our full line of automotive maintenance chemicals. You can find out more about CRC at our website, crcindustries.com.
Well, that wraps up this episode of REV'N News.
And if you just can't get enough of cars, trucks, Jeeps, shows, parts, and products, then keep tuning each week to REV'N News.
And we invite you to follow us on Facebook and check us out on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.